Hey, it's Tamika Chambers. Today is October the 28th. This month has been flying by, you guys. And it's not really the month flying by. That's just a saying, if you will. We're going to get into sayings. But we have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's what we do with our time, right? But I tell you, sometimes it does feel like time stands still when I'm doing things, and I can feel that awareness of time kind of moving really slow. And other times I feel like it's just kind of speeding up, like it's just, just moving along. And my mother, one of her life lessons, she told us, she said, time waits on no one. And so I've been talking about barriers to achieving our purpose in life, fulfilling our purpose. And it's not so much about those physical barriers, but if you've been listening to what I've been talking about or watching these videos, it's about the internal barriers that we have. And yes, they can be seeded by other people, meaning they can say stuff to us, but it's us, we internalize the information that others say to us or internalize what we see. And then we start saying it to ourselves. We have this ongoing recording that plays in our minds, whether it be other people's opinions. I've talked about that, whether it be doubt. And I've talked about that too as well. And so today I am talking about past failures. And so and one of the things I definitely posed in the description is, what does the word failure mean to you? Have you used that to describe yourself? And how has that impacted your journey, your earthly journey, and getting up in the morning and dressing, in your perception of other people and, they're coming into your life? What about, do you feel like because you fail that people are just out to get you, that you can't trust people? So how is it played in your overall health and how you take care of yourself and how you see other people and taking care of what you eat, when you exercise? I mean, how has it impacted your life, this word called failure? And I didn't even look up the definition because I feel like, I'm old enough to understand when you talk about failure, you talk about you didn't accomplish something, right? That whatever you set forth you did not accomplish it, or it did not turn out as you wanted to turn out. And so I know Webster has their definition of it, and I know you may have your own definition of it too, but that's how I see it. And I encourage you to look at what's your definition, because I believe when we actually look at things, when we look at what it means to us, then we're able to go to the next step and say, does that apply to me? And then we're able to take it even further. If it does not apply, then we dismantle it, and then we replace that word or that action with something else, hopefully something that is healthier. So, all of us have probably heard failure at some point. We've heard maybe our grandfather failed, or grandmother or a coach tell us if they failed, or a teacher may tell us they failed, or we may have gotten an F on our assignment in school and the teacher said you failed, or the word fail was on there, or F plus or F minus or D minus, or maybe you were an A student and you got a C on your grade. So often we can take that information and we internalize it, that we start saying, I am. So I am, we're talking about our identity. We're talking about these labels that we put upon us, that I am a failure because of this. And I remember thinking, and I've shared this before, when I was a little girl and I used to walk in my mother's, she had all these plants in her front garden, in the front yard. And I used to be like, why did she plant all this stuff, all these flowers, these huge flowers taking up all this room? And I didn't realize that became my sanctuary, that I would walk through it often barefoot and just walk around the plants and in the grass. And it was my way of releasing things. During that time when I was about 10 or so, I said, I didn't like the word mistakes. And I said, instead of using the word mistakes, hey, Carrie, I'm going to start using life lessons, because I thought mistakes sounded so horrible. And often we associate failures with mistakes. Because I didn't accomplish this, I'm a failure, and I keep making mistakes, and we continue to internalize, right, our concepts of ourselves. But I said, no, I don't like the word mistakes, and I'm going to use life lessons. And I said, I'm going to learn from life. I started taking on this student approach to life. And I said that I'm going to learn not only what I do from my experiences, but I'm going to learn from other people. And when we think about learning, when we make that our navigation system in life, part of our navigation in life, we don't see mistakes. We see how to do something better. We're not judging ourselves harshly if a food item didn't come out right. We're not saying that, I was a failure. I didn't cook that meal just right. Instead, I found myself saying, okay, so I added too much of this and that. Next time, I'm going to add this. And you get excited when you think about there's a next time. There's a next time. And that's what I think about when experiences, I had set my definition of failure, right? When things don't turn out the way you want to. But when you look at it as an experience, because that's what we're having. We're not here to define ourselves by our experiences. We cannot be defined by those. We are not here of the earth. We cannot define. So when you look at these definitions, yeah, okay, that's what they say. But I choose to look at life in my direction, in my way. And so I don't see that I messed up something or I didn't accomplish something as a failure. What I see as either it's going to be directing me to something else, right? To another experience. Maybe that isn't my path. I heard Dr. Miles Monroe, who I've talked about, and he inspired me to look at these barriers and discuss these barriers on Facebook. But one thing he said is that one of the biggest mistakes or errors, and he used the word mistakes, is that we end up doing work in our life. We're so good at it, but guess what? It's the wrong work. And I remember saying that when I was in the hospital in ICU. And I said, and someone said, wow, you caught on so great. You're doing this job. And I said, just because I can do it well, I was 20 something years old, doesn't mean this is my right work. Does it bring you joy? Does it fuel you from the inside out? That's what you look at. And so it's failure, or you can see because something didn't turn out as you expected it to, is it because there's another pathway that you need to take? And I also think about as an opportunity to do something better. So if this is the correct path, right? Because often we'll think because it didn't turn out right, I must be on the wrong path. This is not for me. I'm a failure. I can't do anything right. We start to continue to internalize this, and it becomes our record player in our mind. That anytime we try to do something, those words pop up. And so it may just mean that, again, a different path, or it's an opportunity. Both of them are opportunities, but an opportunity for me to do something, do it better, to learn from that, and to create such a great masterpiece, dinner, job, teaching, coaching, whatever profession that you are in, cutting hair, whatever it may be, building, singing, dancing. How can I perfect that move in such a way that it really resonates with me? It's coming from the inside. It's coming from this innate knowing that I am here to do this. See, I don't believe we're failures, because in the Bible, it tells us, and I do refer to it often, it's not about religion. It's about what resonates with you. And I believe that our Creator is love. And I believe what it says is that love does not fail. Love does not fail. So we were made in the image of this love. We have specific gifts, talents, abilities, intermingle with our experiences, right? This earthly school curriculum that we are to go to, everyone unique curriculum, unique things that they need to learn, unique things they need to apply in life, that we are not failures. That each time we're growing, we evolve. right? Because we're a student of our lives. We're students. And that we know in order to do that, to grow, right? You keep growing. You keep thinking positive. And I know everybody's like affirmations, positive, positive. But which one would you rather do? Would you rather keep thinking negative about yourself and going in a downward spiral and going down dark valleys where it just gets darker and darker and darker? Or would you rather think positive about your abilities and yourself? I have unique gifts and talents. I can do this. Just because it didn't turn out right the first time doesn't mean that I am a failure. As a matter of fact, you basically, my mom would tell us, it's up to you what words you want in your vocabulary. And you can choose not to have the word failure in your vocabulary. Because again, love does not fail. That I am here to try something different. I am here to reflect truth. I am here to help create my life on earth. And I will not see myself as a failure. And I know I didn't start off with, but when you think about Thomas Edison, he didn't fail. He just tried 1,000 times, right? And so you think about all these people, Helen Keller, people that that came into the world or shortly thereafter became blind. What would Ray Charles have done? What would Helen Keller have done? What about these people that lost their hearing? If they saw themselves, because many of us are walking around because I don't look like the model in this magazine. Even though, there's airbrushing, there's all kind of stuff that's going on. We're comparing ourselves and I don't look like them because I don't have the skinny nose. I don't have the color skin. I don't have that long silky hair. I don't have, all this stuff. So we automatically think that we're a failure because of how we're built, right? Our background, our family histories, when you think about all this history that we have, cultures, religions, traditions, when we think about all of this, sometimes we automatically think that we're a failure. Because this is the environment that I grew up in, because I was in a ghetto. I was in, bad neighborhoods that people often associate us with that and automatically think that you are a failure because you can't speak right, because you have a lisp, because you have trouble hearing, because you can't be in this position because maybe you weigh more than what they want you to weigh. So some people are already looking at us as failures. But we can show them that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Fearfully in knowing that our Creator knew what we would go through. Wonderfully in knowing that we had everything we needed, made in the image of our Creator, to transcend our experiences. So even though we're talking about the definition of failure, I am going to just encourage you, or maybe just throw it out there. Does that even need to be in your vocabulary? The word failure. Because when you think of that, does it stimulate you to do better? Or does it keep you in the bed and don't want to do anything? So we have to look at these words, what I call these barriers that are fogging our mind, and we can't even see straight because we got all these barriers, including the word failure, that is keeping us stuck along our earthly journey, or that is blinding our view of what we're here to do, the unique work that we are here to do, because we are wonderfully made, and the color of our skin's our hair, our eyes, our nose, everything about us, our height, our teeth, all of this was designed for a unique purpose, to be uniquely you, right? And to do the work you're here to do. And so to me, because I know love doesn't fail, that gets me up in the morning. That I can do stuff to myself, take care of myself, take care of my mind, dress my body, dress my mind. And it keeps you getting up when things don't work as you planned. It keeps you moving in that direction, or going through another door that has opened up for you. So again, is failure causing this fog in front of you? Past failures. Is it causing that? Are you looking at the past and what you did and did not do? Are you looking forward at what you can do with what you have now? Those experiences, those treasures, those, man, I can do this next time. So just wanted to pop in. It's Monday, heart to heart, where we're talking about those things that really can keep you stuck. And remember, the heart is the center of joy, you guys. And when I think about heart attacks and I think about heart issues, I think about our joy. Are we allowing our joy to seep out of us? Are we constricting ourselves so much with all these worldly definitions and these societal expectations that we're squeezing the joy out of us? You don't have to be a heart statistics. You don't have to, because there's a family history of heart disease, have heart problems. We choose our lives. From this day to every moment we are here, every day going forward, we choose who we want to be, what life we want to live, what thoughts we want to have. And when you break apart these actions that we're doing every day, behind them are those thoughts that we're holding inside of our mind that's infecting every organ in our body through the nervous system. Because the nervous system is that communication system that talks to every cell in your body. So what messages are you giving yourself? Is it the message of past failures? Is that what you're living at? I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much, Kara. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you coming in and watching. Thank you so much. And make this lifetime great, because no matter what, you still can. You're alive to do so. I'll talk to you guys soon.